Everybody, what is up? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy here, ready for another installment of Let's Talk Audio. Okay, so what I want to talk about today for you guys is, for some of the people out there that are wondering, how in the hell do got so much junk in my pocket? Check this out. Woo! Anyways, emptying out my pockets right now. Okay, so I want to talk about affording the hi-fi, okay? Because I know a lot of y'all are out there, like, watching what's going on, and you're like, man, I wish I could participate. These guys have the bomb-ass hi-fi gear, and I want to do it, and how do I even wrap my head around buying a $20,000 DAC or whatever, okay? First of all, I want to tell you guys that are wondering and sitting there going, man, I'm having a hard time putting 5K together or whatever it is. I did not start out like this, and neither did Big J, who has the ultra high-end audio channel where it's like all, $600,000 audio system or whatever. Jay started with home theater in a box, and he would buy them from Best Buy, fix them up, put the packaging nice. Like, he'd get it all in. They hadn't put the packaging together nice or whatever, and it was in the clearance aisle. And he would pick it up and he would package it very nice and put it all together, make sure all the pieces were there. If he needed to get the extra parts from Samsung or whatever, he'd get it and he'd put it together and he'd sell it on eBay. Okay, so he started out with like $150 rigs. Okay. Myself, I started out with a Denon receiver. Okay, I had a Denon. I think it was a 3800, if I remember correctly. And this is 20 some odd years ago. I remember some of my first gear. There used to be a thing called Ubid, and I would go on to Ubid and you buy stuff for like hundreds of dollars, right? I remember buying Wharfdale speakers for a couple $100, little bookshelves that had Kevlar cones and stuff. What else did I have in the early days? I had a Deckware early on. That was the first piece of gear that brought tears to my eyes was a Deckware amp. Unfortunately, it didn't have enough power, but even at a low volume, I could listen to it and it sounded very good. I had, what were my speakers? Well, they were Wharfdale, and then I had the first pair of decent speakers I got were, and I guess Wharfdale can make good ones, but mine were the shitty Chinese ones or whatever. But they were Alan Yun in San Francisco has what is his company called again? Silverline Audio. Okay, I had some Silverline Audios. Those were my first high-end audio speakers. I think they cost me like $4,000, $3,000, something like that. There were some floor standers. Oh man, can I remember what they were called? I want to say Cremona, but that's Sonos. They were called, not going to remember, something Mark II. Nonetheless, they were floor standers. Okay, so for many of you, we are at a level after this 20 years, dude, and here is how you guys do it, okay? There's two words, previously used, okay? Previously owned gear, used gear, buy used gear. If you want, that's how you come up the ropes, and you buy something for $1,000. When you go, and then you save up more money, okay? A couple more paychecks come in, you save up a little bit more, and then you sell your thing that you bought for $1,000. If you buy it right used, sometimes you can get all your money back. Say maybe you sell for $800, you kick in another $1,000. Now you've got $1,800 to buy your next piece. And you just step it up. Each time you buy and sell, you kick in a little more cash and you step it up a bit. You hoist yourself up a little bit. And you just keep doing that. In 5-10 years' time, you're going to have a pretty killer rig if you do that continually. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay? And that is, nothing has been more true in my life. Where there is a will, there is a way. And if anything your mind can believe and conceive, you can achieve. Other people call it faith, okay? If you believe it's going to happen, It will happen, okay? You just need to open the possibility in the channels of the universe for it to happen, and it will happen for you if you want it, okay? You just go on being a good person, doing the right thing, and good things will come to you, okay? And if you want hi-fi, you start out with $1,000 DAC, you sell it for $800, you kick in $1,000 again, you get yourself an $1,800 DAC, you sell that maybe for $1,500, you kick in $1,000, you get a $2,500 DAC, and so on, and so on, and so on, until you get to the level that you want to get to, okay? So it's not as hard as it seems. My first DAC was not a $24,000 DAC. This is probably my 50th DAC, I mean, I don't know how many I've been through. Maybe not 50, but maybe 30 or something like that, right? So these things are not, for a lot of people, you work your way into them. There are people with means, sure, that have already been successful and they have the means and they can go ahead and buy things that are in that range. It's no big deal for them. And that's great too. Either way, I'm here to help either type of person, whether you have $5,000 to spend or $50,000 to spend, or $500,000 to spend. I think it can be done for less, right? I think you can have a world-class rig for $150. I don't think you need to go any higher than $1.50 to get yourself an absolute world-class rig where it's as good or better than anything anybody's ever heard. So when you think of that in the grand scheme of things right now, look, a Corvette's over $100,000. So it's like, times have changed. Many things have gone up, and the monetary thing is a little different than it used to be. But really, for you to be able to afford these things, people are like, man, how can I afford this? You can afford it. You shoehorn yourself up. You just keep inching yourself up. Reminds me of another saying, inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it's real hard. Okay? So just inch yourself up. It's easy. You just buy and sell. There's always somebody there to buy your gear. Now, with the Hi-Fi Tribe and 11 Stereo, that's my online buying platform, I make it easy for you. I have a $1,000 DAC to start. I have a $2,500 DAC, and then I go straight up, right? Okay? You can always trade what you bought from me. I will guarantee you I will always take it back on trade for something new to help you grow. So, I have things that are previously owned that will often sell for 60% of the retail price, maybe some at half off, and then you turn it back into me. I give you credit. I'm going to take a little depreciation, but I have to make a living, so it's not going to be much. It'll be something fair. And then you get the new piece, okay? You don't even have to get a new piece. You could get another used piece just higher up because somebody else went up the ladder. So there's a consistent ladder in 11 Stereo, and people are turning their gear back in consistently, and then that gear is being sold to people that are at on a lower level. So I make it very easy. When the gear comes back in, I check it out for operation. It has my seal of approval. You always have a guarantee that it's going to beat what you currently have or what you sent back, or your money back 100%, no restock fees. And I reserve the right to assess a restock fee if you're being a jerk and I know you're messing with me, but most people don't. I get one guy like that, maybe every 1 year, every 2 years. I'll get somebody that's a wise guy that thinks they're going to take me for a ride, and I have a little fun with them. But they deserve it. So anyways, everybody gets their money back. Nobody gets ripped off. Let's put it that way. So I make it easy for you guys to do that. For the guys that want to go and springboard up and you want to buy from somebody you can trust the whole way up the ladder, come to 11 Stereo, buy gear from me, and I will take care of you. And I will help you go through the steps, man. I'm not going to be above the guy that wants a $1,000 DAC. I remember where I came from, okay? I'm not above that. No matter how well I do, no matter how successful 11 Stereo is, I'm never going to forget where I came from, and I'm a real guy. I'm a real person. I'm never going to get arrogant and hoity-toity and lame, okay? You don't have to worry about that. I'm not holier than thou. I never will be. No matter what kind of great car I drive, no matter what, I will always be down to earth and a real person, okay? So for those that are wondering, how do I get into this hi-fi? How do I afford this stuff? You do it inch by inch. okay? And then it's a cinch. You don't do it all at once, okay? And if you come to me, I'll take care of you. You're not going to get ripped off. I have stacks of stuff that are either mine, they're my pieces that I will sell and rotate back and take back and then sell again and take back. You know, it's up to you guys how fast or slow you want to go, but I make it very easy, and I make a safe atmosphere and a safe place to do it in. You don't have to go to the outside. You can stay within the Hi-Fi Tribe the whole time and stay with 11 and me and the other guys. I mean, I put people together. If I know someone has an amp or something that they didn't buy from me, let's say they have an audio research or something like that, and they want to sell it. Just the other day, someone had a Nat audio preamp, one of my customers. He was going to sell it to me, but in order for me to buy it from him, I'm going to have to take 30% less than what it's really worth, you know, maybe 25% of what its fair market value is. For me, I'm like, man, this guy's struggling he wants to get, you know, he needs to get $3,000 for his piece. He would maybe sell it to me for $2,500. I don't need it to go through my hands at that point. You know, I put him in touch with another client who's just growing and who was coming from Prima Luna. And he was like, and I put the two guys in contact. I said, I know a guy who can sell you a thing, man. He's going to, and man, it couldn't have worked out better. The guy that bought it was totally stoked. The dude that sold it to him was exceptionally cool and said, you can make payments to me. I mean, look, I didn't even get in. I just put the two together. So, and it was a killer piece and a killer price. Everybody, when you come into the Hi-Fi Tribe, in order to buy from me, in order to buy off 11 Stereo, you need to agree to a code of ethics that basically is, don't be dishonest, don't be a jerk, don't compulsively spend over what you're supposed to spend within your means, be patient, and just be cool. These are things that we do within our tribe. That's why I call us the Hi-Fi Tribe, because we are a tribe. By all means, we are not like everybody else, you know? So this thing about, tribalism, it's racist. It's not either, okay? It's that we have a cohesive unit that takes care of one another. We are not dishonest, and I help people grow within this, and then my people help each other grow. We have a camaraderie together that is, we take care of one another, okay? Because this is sacred music. This is hi-fi. This is not just some place to hustle, which a lot of people out there think it is, okay? So anyways, there are ways for you to grow within hi-fi, and you don't have to have a lot of money. There are little systems that you can build. The sound that I have here is the sound that I recreate with any budget, okay? If I need to make killer sound in a small, inexpensive rig, I do a near field system. I do something where the speakers are close to you so you don't have to fill the room. You can get away a lot less expensive if you do a near field monitor and you can just use a small setup. You can use inexpensive gear. It's much better to buy used gear that's higher up the chain than to buy new gear that's Chinese or lower down on the chain, okay? So just keep that in mind. Buy used gear of a high caliber. You buy something Jeff Rowland. Now, you have to also know the character that you're buying from. You have to buy from somebody that has solid feedback, so you know that they're going to take care of you should something go wrong, and they're not going to try and hustle you on something that has one channel louder than the other or some crap like that. They're not going to do that, okay? If they find out, let's say, that one channel is higher than the other, then they're going to pay to have it fixed for you, or they're going to give you a full refund, and with no, you know, something like that. So you just know that you have nothing to worry about, okay? And I eliminate that with 11 Stereo. I haven't gotten into the whole thing of it because still getting my logistics. I have some groundwork to do before I have that thing chock full of products. It's not chock full of products yet, but it will be. And it will have for you guys stage 1 to stage 10 hi-fi rigs and everything in between, and they will say, this is the best DAC for $1,000. I will make it extremely easy for you guys, okay? You will know my recommendation in each sector, and you'll be able to, if you buy from me, turn it back in, get the next level, turn it back in, go the next level, and each time you just nudge it a little higher. You kick in a little cash, nudge it a little higher, okay? So that's how you guys can do it. I'm here for everybody. Even though what I deal with and what I'm talking to most of my clients are the, you know, guys that already have the means to buy the $20,000 DAX. I still do not turn my nose up to guys that want to learn, man, and they're growing. I have time for you guys still at this point. I'm running out of time in a quick way. My schedule is getting extremely full. So call me if you want to get in touch. Do not email. I do not sit at a desk all day, okay? I'm not that guy. I am out doing things. COVID had me sitting at a desk all day. I'm lucky I didn't have a heart attack, is the way I was working and sitting and getting fat and not getting outside and all that stuff. So now, I mean, the unfortunate part is I don't read my damn emails. I mean, I read them once a week or something like that. So don't expect a quick response from an email. If you want me, call me. Okay? That's how you get me on the phone. That's how you get my attention. That's how I give you my focus. A phone call. Okay? Old school. So anyways, just wanted to let you guys know that if you don't have a bunch of dough, don't worry about it. Okay? There is a way to do this, and I can teach you how to do it. It's not that hard. It just takes determination and hard work. You just work hard, make your cash, and kick in a little each time. Turn it back in, kick a little in, you go a little bit higher. Before long, you're going to have a kick-ass rig. Believe me, when you're 15K into a rig, from that point on up, they're all killer, okay? And every time you're going to be sitting there with a 15K rig, you're going to be like, how does it get any better, okay? And it will. But until you're shown that better rig, until you actually hear it, you don't know it. So your rig at 15 grand is going to sound like the best thing you've ever heard in your life, okay? And then it'll take just one thing you put in and listen, you'll be like, oh my God, it goes higher. But before that, you're happier than a pig in mud, because it just sounds so great. And it does keep getting better until about, I'd say, $1.50. After that, I don't think it gets much better. It just gets prettier and more flashy and with more hoopla and marketing around it. But it doesn't get any real better sounding. After $1.50, you're as good as you can get with Sonic. So anyways, just and of course, relatively speaking, if you're in a gigantic room, okay, maybe you need to go a little higher because you need special speakers to fill a big ass room, okay? So anyways, just wanted to let you guys know you're not out in the cold. If you don't have all the bucks right now, just hang in there, man. Keep working hard. You'll get there, okay? Thanks again for joining. See ya.